Oh, look, I have arrived. Are you in my home like I'm in your home? When you look at the screen, do you see me? I don't see you, but you possibly see me. So, what if I had an individual, personal, upfront conversation with everybody in front of me? But it wouldn't be like that because we'd be like facing each other. We'd be facing each other. You'd be there, I'd be here, and you'd think that it's just the two of us. But it's just the two of us and the two of us. And what I'm thinking right now is I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I'm looking for something. We're head on head, we're meeting, but when I'm talking, it's going all the way over to your ears, all the way on the other side into you. When you're talking, you're coming all the way here into my ears, into me. We've done a complete straight crossover. You see, in communication, for me, I like to understand how everything works. Nothing is because it is. It is because of. What are the words of expression that we can exchange, that you can do what I can do, what a machine can do that the other machine can do, that they're both doing the same thing, except mine is going this way, yours is coming this way, overlapping, but not interfering unless maybe we're both speaking at the same time. Then it would be just a miscomprehension of the words heard. I do this confusing analogy because it has to do with the same thing as a basic math. 1 plus 1 takes you onto the path of 2. What is the element set? Why would it be 1 and 1, 2? What would 2 mean? Would 3 mean just the difference between the two? Would one mean one away from the other, the area space between one to the area space of another? Would one mean just serving the one center area of 9 areas of what possibly will have 1 through 6 dots on 6 different sides? But when holding it down, you'll see 4 around to 1 up, 4 and 1, and 1 is home. It's a 1-for-1 exchange to come from one world, element energy, to come into the matière world, which is the divided world. Tiers, the word meaning 1/3 or 1 part of, because you have become 1 more and half of coming into this world. In this world, you are whole of who you are, and you are half of the spirit. Sorry, you are half of who you are and 1 whole of the spirit that makes you 1.5 times of who you are. The numeric value for Mars is 4. The numeric value for Saturn is 6, 1.5 times. We can also do it with 2 and 3. Well, that is where the spirit comes into Venus. And then Venus, with no spirit in the void, okay, comes into the E world, or the number 5. I wish, I don't wish, I know I'm not explaining it to the tune that it has to be understood, but I'm just talking about this basic cube that only shows you 1 through 6 on every single side. In dots, that is, because it does show you something else that you're not aware because you haven't created the situation or the possibility, and then bring forward logic to the reality in a mathematic perspective for a count of area space, that if you would be printing on blueprints, or you would be have a computer screen in front of you, how many pixels can you get? How big does that screen have to be to get the minimum number that will show up and what it will look like, or the maximum number of pixels that can show up on different size screens, and how it can be explained. So on here, it's a basic face. So for me to try and figure out how many dots are in the space, I'm going to have to use a little logic, and it's not going to mean I'm right. So dots on this area space that you can see are 6. Now, when you turn the dice completely around, you see one in the center that possibly can fit between these 6. If one can fit between these two 6, then it can fit up here and over here and over here, because we see 3 rows. And you can turn this sideways, knowing that they're in the corners or at the top. So this is the cubic perspective. So you have a total of 9 per face. It is pretty simple. If I say, show me 6 void, I will show you 6 void as 333, Velociraptor, the claws, when you outline it in the art. You can also see a double digital clock, which might mean one of 2 things. When you see 2 dots, okay, you might be thinking, oh, those are the 2 digital dots. We have 3 dots. We have 1 dot as the average of the 2 dots, but in reality, is the digital dots that far away that there's a complete empty space between 2 dots? No, the 2 dots come closer together. And when you look at those 2 dots closer together, and you look at the 8 card, unlike the 2 card, that the 2 dots come closer together and you have reflective worlds inside the 8 card. So we're going to have to design that 8. The 8 is representing the queen, in perspective that the queen has all 8 of her eyes. The 8 also is reflective of the 2, because 8 and 2 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1 is the one spirit in the mirror creation into the effect where 1, 2, 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 10 is the letter J, and one of the reasons for Jesus, Jack, and John, and any of the other Johns not sitting on the John or having torsion paper lighting up the torch for the torch inside your heart and the spirit that runs through your orifice. I play around a little bit like that. I shouldn't. So having 6, you will have 3 void, and having 3, you shall have 6 void. 63, 36, 63, or 333. The reason for that is a mathematical equation, or when I use these numbers, these 2 numbers equal to 12. 1 plus 2 equals to 3, which gives me the 333. Saying that I'm not sure what these 2 sides would be. This would be the 1 area. This would be the 10 area. This will be the 1 area. This will be the 10 area. I just have to think what it can possibly be to give me levels. But in reality, the final of this math equation is 3 and 2, 5. So you'll have 3, 5, 3 to this equation. 2 times 3, 1 times 2, 1 times 3 equals 3 and 2, 5. But in reality, 2 times 3 is 6. So 6, so you would either have 56 or 65, 11, 11. But there's many equations to this. 1 and 1 is 2. So we'd have to continue on. So 6 times 5, 6 plus 5 is 30 and 11 equaling to 41. And now we have the word home. And we also have a whole bunch of other words. I don't remember them. That's why I need to create that program so I can create more of a story. I wrote out the title, and I'm going to rewrite this out again. I am that I am. And I'm not sure if I put it up here yet. Oh, I got to check. I have someone cooking in the kitchen. I want to say hello to everybody. Oh my God. Oh, it stopped cooking. Oh my God. How come? Did it stop cooking? Yeah, it did. Hold on a sec. Okay, now it's working again. My God. I started my stove is I don't know how to work my stove and the buttons turn around after 40 years. Okay, so still let me see if there's anybody watching from any of the channels. Okay, that's Odyssey. And I'm going to leave the page. Whoop. Oh no, somehow I left the page of Odyssey. Give me a second. Odyssey. Okay. Okay, perfect. We're on Odyssey, and I am the only one watching. Okay, got back my screen here. So we're going to get back to the Queen. I'm going to try and explain it to you when I started yesterday. It's the Queen is the 12th card in the deck. The Q that represents is the 17th letter. The Queen has 8 eyes. 17 is a stand. 17 to 1, okay, is this or this. Any one of these twos are 17 to 1 when you overlap into 2 houses. And you put that right over here. Now, this information comes from the deck of cards, where the Queen has all 8 eyes and plus the reflection of 8 eyes, 8 and 8 when you flip the card over. The Q is the 17th letter in the alphabet. But when you have 17, okay, when you have 17 in blackjack, black 29, jack 25, okay, when you have 17 in blackjack, and it can also be a soft 17, where they call it soft. I don't know if they call it Ubisoft, but this is, I always get confused with what 50 is, right? Whether I'm going to use the window or not. I'm going to explain that to you. 26, 36, 41, and 19. Soft equaling to 60. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about 60-watt light bulbs? Are we talking about a word analogy like the word orange is 60, the word 4 is 60, and orange, or ange in French, is more or less the golden angel. Just give me a second. I'm getting oh, my coffee. Yes, my coffee. Give me a minute. So, you know, I always bring in my personal life because it's through my personal life, right, that I pick up all these little teeny weeny connections. Anyways, I got a little confused. I went for coffee. I had a thought. I got to go to court on Friday again. It's a battle. It's crazy. We're in this world that we're constantly battling. It's so easy. Whatever you say, whatever you say, whatever you say. Sure, I'll do it. Oh, no problem. Oh, yes, I will, and I'll do it. And why don't you just put me on a leash? Just tell me what to do. I'll just come in every day and give me some food, give me a roof over my head, and I'll do it. You need something down the street? Okay, give me a bike. You want me to take the car? Give me a car. You want me to drive the car? You want me to put gasoline in the car? So the person who's getting you to do all these things has to be able to accumulate all this money to get you to do it. Otherwise, how can they do it? Because if one can consume all, how many are out there that want to consume everything? Eventually, they consume each other. The same thing with the elements. Not only is the human being like this, but elements are like this, which makes the human being like this. We're just a continuation of all the elements that put us together to make us become who we are. How can we be manufactured any different than the totality of what a natural element does? A seed falls to the ground. The energy didn't say, hey, you know what, suck me up and use me and become whatever you want as a flower or a plant. And oh my God, he pulled me out of the plant. It was a giant rhinoceros, and it ate me up and it pooped me out, and I pushed back as a plant again. Who am I? Am I nitrogen? Who am I? You know? So it's all these elements that are still inside of you. They came up with the dog, but the shark is a large element of who you are. The cat, it's even a larger element of everything and anything that's inside of you. There's basic animals, and in every basic animal, something about that animal is something about you or the planet that you come from. Everything connects in one way or another. Although after the great grandfather law, okay, the connection is a little bit different. I do not know what it is, but I run by the laws of the planet. Whatever the planet, if there's a diploma in somebody's office by the highest university, Harvard University, I'm going to use their work and show you what it fits in. But all the universities come together, and guess what? They're all fighting for the piece of the pie, and they all got Highgate, which means they're all connected to that same elite association of, if you want to call it ET, elite. So everybody, there's always two to a game. If there wasn't two to a game, there wouldn't be any game. You'd have to create the game. I'm going to get my coffee in the other room. Oh, there was somebody here and now they're gone. Oh, too bad. Okay, be back. Okay, the coffee's ready. Okay, that's what I went to do. Yes, yes, it's ready. Yes, it's ready. Okay, here. Okay, just making that one cup. I am coming on back. Let me take a little sip of this. Okay, coming back. You know, I don't pump myself on social media. I don't sell myself out to have anybody watch my channel, but I'm going to do it right here. I think it's pertinent that you look for something really precise. Ask me a precise question, something you want to know about. I don't know, because I don't know what I know. I don't know anything. I just do the artwork and write the stories that come out with it, and they have to be relevant. No, not all my work comes from the universities. You're not gonna. Are you gonna see a university? There must be a university that wrote out this word. That wrote out 28 and 21, 9 and 14. So this and this equals to 23, and this equals to 23. And what's funny is that equation is 7 times 2 equals to 14. 7 plus 2 equals to 09 equals to 23. So the 23rd letter is W, I, N. So this is a new win. And then the total is 27, and 27 goes for the word red. I'm just trying to see that this is the BG. I like to call it the bait gate. The bait gate, or you can actually go gate or bait, gate, get bait, EIT. And you can also look at it as the tie gate. So then you're going to look at B, and it's B and G again. Just give me that second. I'm trying to think what other thing. Yes, 137. It's also what is the J gate. Now let me explain this. Okay, the B breaks down into 13. In the 7th letter, okay, what happens is energy and matter are going to come together. Sorry. No, I can't do it that way. I just had a vision of it, but I don't want to do it that way. This is part of electric company. It is the moon. Okay. 3 and 7, 10, 5 and 5, 10. I call it electric company, and I like to back it up a little bit, is it takes this position over here. How can I explain that? They both have the center dot position, right? In both of their areas, in both of them. And what I'm trying to say is this is the 3 dice, and the whole thing is the 5 dice. So they're part of the another. I don't know how we get the 2 of them. If it's 1 here and 1 here is 3 and 5. And the related gateway is this, where it becomes, I'm getting a little technical right now, and I can't explain it. I'm not fluent on some of my work because a lot of my work is just connections, and then the rest of them are stories coming through these connections. And what happens is 4 and 2 is going to be the reflective of 5 and 3, where 5 will be on the right and 3 will be on the left. And then it's going to tell me the same story. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. 4, 5, 6. So that's a story dividing of the 7th gate. And that comes along. Okay, let's use this one over here. 1, 3, 5, and this is number 7. Then this is number 5, and this is number 3, and this is number 1. Do you notice the one going in this direction, call it the grave, okay, has the short arm of the aigu. And this one that has the long arm of the aigu has the short arm of the grave. But it all depends how many lengths. You follow what I'm saying? One side, the other side. This is a French terminology of how they put these lines over 2 of the letters, and one is E and the other one is A. And inside of E is A, according to the cube and the placement of these dots. So here's the word, okay, I am 23, that I am. So it becomes 5, 4, 5 inside each one of these words. But here I'm using the combination of 3 letters. See, it's 1 letter and 2 letter to 4 letters to 1 letter and 2 letters. 1 is only in the center. 2 are only on the outside. 4 will be perhaps associated with what is the lock. I like to call 4 the lock. And the 4 locks 1 and divides. 2. I don't know if I should put it that way or should just put 4 locks 1 and 2. Hold on a second. Because 4 locks 1 and 2. Let's call it ABBA or ASCII. ASCII. And the reason for that is here's the 6, but within the 6 is the 4. And there's 2 that are over here. You see, in the 6, right, it is the 4. And then it's divided in between here, showing 2 more houses. So therefore, what is in the 5 is also, so here's the 1 inside the 4. So that's 1, right? And then there's 2. So 4 with 1 and 2. So it would be 4, 1, 4, 2. If we decide to go with both 1 and 2, then we'd be looking at 5 and 6. That would be already including the 4 inside the corners. If you see, when there's nobody watching and talking to them, there's certain situations and things I can't do in my work, and there's nobody here watching. So I'm going to end up with this little piece, and then I'm going to get out to the parking lot to paint my car. It's more fun and enjoyable. So this is what happens on the next line. I am that I am. And I just took the first letter of each one, and I left out M hat M. M hat M. M hatum. M hatum. Math, I don't know. Here you can change it for a C in chat or cat. We're not going to do this one, but over here, when you change this again, what it actually comes out to, instead of M hat M, okay, you're going to get M at M. M H at M. Not sure what it means, but it's 13 and 8. Okay, and this is your at sign, which is 13 and 8 and 2 and 13, or 4 and 8 and 2 and 4. 12, 13, 14, 18. That is who it is. It is 18. When you multiply, it becomes 32, 64, 256 equals 274. Bait energy at the beta gates of Mars. Jesus time energy. 274. My phone flashes. Give me a second. Okay, it was nothing. So this is just basic plays with words. So now let's end up where we are. I am that I am. All the first initials. I-A-T-I-A-T. E-at-T-at. So then I went the A-T to come together as I-at. So I've made 2 movements. First I went to here as I, and then I went to where? I am that I am who I am. Now what happens next is this is the A becomes the 2, so you almost get 22. 22. Now why did I get with 2T? Why did I get with 2T? The at T. Why did I do this? This is what it should look like. I'm just trying to take a look. The at here, the I here, the at here. This becomes a 2. This becomes an I. So we have to actually do it this way. So you're almost like looking at 12, 12 in a way. Right? You're almost like looking at 12, 12. These will add up to 11, 11 on these 2. What happens over here? IT, let me understand what I just did. Oh, yes, the at. So I'm just trying to understand. So this is found on key number 2. Why did I get IT? I'm just trying to figure out where IT, when IT comes in, it's 9229. which is the missing value of what is in between and what is connecting with and without the spirit, right? With and without the spirit birth. I think we did this at the beginning. I think I'm going to have to do I am that I am again. I have to take a look at it. I can't see with the light. I wish I can get the light to do that. Whoop. No, that's not good. That's no good. That's no good. We got a lot of. Okay, it seems pretty dark. How can I fix my screen? Hold on a second. Let me see if I can fix my screen. I don't know why my, hold on a second. You see, I can't do full definition. That's what's harming me on my screen right now. So wow, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, let me see. I can't even see my page. I am no, that had to be here. No, that was in the right spot. My phone wants to update. I don't want the phone to update. Okay. I am that. I am that I am. No, this is wrong. Is this right? No, this is supposed to touch. So that's not good. That's definitely not good. See, that only took one, eh? There's supposed to be a... But you ever see the A with a tail on it? Maybe that's what it's doing. It's showing that it's connecting to something else. So it would look something like that. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. I'm just looking at what would happen, okay, between the T, right, and the M almost looks like an E. So you see what's happening here? The H has an empty space over here as like the V. Here's a design coming from here. There's all kinds of different designs. And now you have some kind of funny design coming over where the I is, and so forth. Anyways, we're going to leave that out. I am that I am is 9 plus 1 plus 13 plus 20 plus 8 plus 1 plus 20 plus 9 plus 1 plus 13. So we get 14, 23, 33, 43. in the front. We get 14, 23, 33, 43 in the back. And then in the center, we get 1 and 8. And that's typical because that is your 1 void and 8 dot area space between 43 DC and DC. 7 times 2 equals to what is 14. 7 plus 2 equals to what is 09. And you have NAD big. DNA, big DNA. What is inside and why big? Because it's the 7th letter, the 2nd letter, and the 9th letter. Anyways, there's nobody here, and I don't want to go on, but I am who I am. I am that I am, and I am going out to finish making my chicken for lunch, paint my car. If you want to help out this channel, give me any advice if you're a lawyer, or get me one for Friday's court or Thursday's court. If you want to help me out, buy the building out here, so we can get rid of we can add to the harmonic of the people and bring the people closer together, knowing that is not the demonics, but it's not really demonic. It's that the monetary, that word for monetary having to do with demonic, and all the words that connect together. And I was writing some things down at the beginning. Yes, and before we end this, we talked about the king and the queen and the number of eyes in the deck of cards, and how the Q connects to what is 17 in which we stand, and how the K letter is the 11th letter. And in blackjack, ace is worth 11. So ace becomes what is the K letter. So are we looking for king, or are we looking for number 11? Are we to replace what is to be known as big and slick? Because if it's big and slick, it's pulling the wolf over your eyes. Another thing is expression. The wolves of Wall Street, anything to do with wolf or wolves. There are so many stories told, but in which the context they are taken, and the context what is taken, the word can be perceived also, is there's a huge imbalance of understanding of how things work in everyday life. There's a huge misunderstanding, and I think it's pertinent in order for each human being to have success, is to know about the things they don't know, and to know that business is business, and taking care of the 2 greatest properties on monopoly, or excuse me, the few of the properties on monopoly that are the most important are those of chance and community chest, those in where the trains run, those of electric company and waterworks, the taxation that you fall on, the penalties that you pay. Pay attention to the game. You were given the answers and the truth. But as individuals, not standing next to each other, one knowing a little bit different, one not caring of the other, because not knowing the future consequences, that one that just a slight movement of 5 degrees or a slight movement of 25 degrees sometimes doesn't seem like a lot. And sometimes it seems extremely a lot. What is 360 degrees? 360 degrees in 6 directions. We're going to use 6 directions. The reason I'm using 6 directions is one of them is Mona Lisa uses it. Okay, say Lisa Mona. Lee, just say the beginning of Lisa and Mona. We're going to go Limo. Okay, Sana Nasa. So we have 6 directions. First, we go around. Now we go around in the height. First we go around the waist, then we go around the height. Then we go forward and the backward. So that's 6. So if we're going to measure this, let's measure it with 6. If we measure it by 6 of 360 degrees, that'll be 6 times 360 is 2160. The diameter of the moon, 2160. 9 by 24, 216 is your birth. 6 times you will go around this before one cycle is complete. 6 times. 4 times equals to what your day is, but you need a day and a half to have one cycle. The reason I say that is 4 times 6, 4 times, okay, 4 times 6 hours is 24 hours. 4 times 360 degrees is 1400 minutes of the day. We have 6 sides to this cube. We're only going to go around 3 times in reality to get each side of 6 sides. So now we're down to 3 sides. So 3 sides at 360 is 108. The 4th side, which will end up on the next cube, is what we'll bring in the next day. And then we'll finish it in the same cube, 3 more sides. So we're going to go 3 to 1 and then 2. Oh, we have to go on to the next cube to finish that. Anyways, there's a whole cycle going on between. Do you understand what I'm saying? Around the waist, around the waist, around the top, and around the top in the front. There's only one around the waist. Hold on a second. We can go one around the one in the front this way, then one this way, and one this way, and one this way. And that's the sign of the cube, the baseball. So when we're doing measurements, we have to find out from where that actuality exists, the reason for it, and use those mathematics for before or less than or more than, or what actually is a day, consistent to how we use in the games that have been created, the deck of cards and the continuous. So when I wrote in the title, the theory of everything, is because the art, the math, the alphabet language can all be brought to terms through a small program that I'm looking for someone to create for the people of the world. So we can all unite and break apart naturally by choice. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching. Pin key and thumb. Pin key and thumb. The middle finger, MF. The pointer finger, PF. The ring finger for Mars IH. Mars IH. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. The theory of everything. Peace to all.